Assalamualaikum. I am Fitra Khalil, lecturer, Department of English, University of Southern Punjab, Multan. So today we are again over here and a very good day to all of you. I hope you are doing well and ready for another exciting journey into the world of literature. This is our 11th week lecture, and in today's lecture we are going to discuss, first of all, we will discuss treatment of time in Virginia Woolf's novel To the Lighthouse, and in the next part we have to discuss about stream of consciousness in Virginia Woolf's novel To the Lighthouse. So these two are our today's lecture topic. In part 1, we will discuss first of all about treatment of time. So today our focus is on treatment of time in To the Lighthouse by Virginia Woolf. In To the Lighthouse, Virginia Woolf treats time as both subjective and objective, and contrasting the psychological fluid inner time with the relentless chronological march of clock time. She uses this to highlight how human experience is not a linear progression of seconds, but a fluctuating stream of consciousness where past, present, and future coexist, and events like death and are either prolonged or compressed depending on the character's perspective. Actually, you know very well that the novel is structured into 3 parts. The very first part was the window, second part was the time passes, and the third part was the lighthouse. So these 3 sections, especially the time passes section, powerfully compressing 10 years, while the first and third parts expand a single day into a vast psychological space in modernist literature. Time comes to be conceived as a complex phenomena composed of different temporalities or speeds, and which in past, present, and future interpenetrate. This is recognized in James Joyce's renowned modernist novel Ulysses, in which the close connection between time and matter is heavily emphasized. Actually, Joyce in his novel uses stream of consciousness as a window into the minds of his characters, leading readers to regard the concept of time in terms of thoughts rather than how it works in the external world. Similarly, Virginia Woolf's novel To the Lighthouse poses questions concerning the extent to which people live their lives in time or just in their own minds. As a novelist centrally concerned with how to represent consciousness and subjectivity, Virginia Woolf was intensely aware of time, both as an impersonal force and as a personal experience also. And she experiments with it as one of the pivotal themes in To the Lighthouse, exploring the concept at every scale. The style in which it is written is of more importance than the plot or the characters, and Woolf shows this by fluctuating her handling of time. Woolf pursues the elaborate thoughts and intuitions within the lived present, using stream of consciousness comparable to Joyce, as well as deliberating on the perpetuity of geological time, reaching behind into the past and forward into the future further than the extent of human awareness. To elaborate, in Woolf's novel, time is what? What establishes her characters, because it is measured as it is felt by them. Moments of incredible importance are spanned out across many pages and revealed in great depth in parts 1 and 3. In part 1 and 3, that is the window part, and the third one is the lighthouse part. Whereas in the part 2, that is time passes of the novel, 10 years is depicted over as little as a dozen pages. This shows how time is both stretched out and compacted into the lighthouse, which totally misrepresents it from the way it is experienced by a clock. In contrast, when we compare this treatment of time and stream of consciousness into the lighthouse, we compare it with the James Joyce novel Ulysses, progresses over the course of a day, whereby each episode begins at a particular hour, delving deeper into the thoughts and experiences of the characters. Into the Lighthouse, Virginia Woolf adopts thematic features of modernism by decomposing the limitations of space and time. Her experimentations mirrors that of Cubist, vorticist, and futurist representatives such as the Wyndham Lewis, Pound, and Eliot. She presents time as amply individual, independent, and flexible, and most of the mature characters in the novel are preoccupied with time in some way. So both Woolf and Joyce, they incorporated an internal weight on modernism by building their narratives entirely within the views and feelings of their characters. Into the Lighthouse, Mrs. Ramsay. Do you know the character of Mrs. Ramsay and Lily Briscoe? These are the female characters and the very important character of the novel. Mrs. Ramsay and Lily Briscoe, they are particularly mindful of the distinctive precision of each moment. Mrs. Ramsay cannot help but observe that present moment quickly turns into the past and she pursues entities in the external world to position her in the moment. For example, she focuses on the monotonous fall of the waves on the beach, existing to the timing and rhythms of the encompassing sounds, distracting herself from the thoughts of future. So there are a lot of other references are also there in this novel that like to the sea throughout the novel as the forever shifting waves correspond to the relentless onward movement of time. These noises and other entities in the external world represent a sense of stability of Mrs. Ramsay, which she connects herself to in the hope of gaining a comparable sense of stability in her present day and her impending future. While doing analysis of the To the Lighthouse from a modernist narrative, Woolf suggests that a concentrated focus on commonplace objects releases a series of memories and ideas with important psychic resonance, which she highlights through Mrs. Ramsay's fixture on everyday things that allow her to contemplate her responsibility as porter of her family. I am talking about Mrs. Ramsay's personality. This is portrayed by her continuous worrying regarding the way in which time will alter the lives of her children. She wishes to stop the clock for them as she was having wished for the James, the eldest the youngest son of Mrs. Ramsay. She is having the same wishes for him and that she wishes that to stop the clock for them, especially for James, and never wanted James to grow a day older or Cam either, because she knows that when they do inevitably grow up, they will inescapably suffer. So it was her wish that time should stop. This provides another explanation as to why Mrs. Ramsay chooses to position herself in the present. Mr. Ramsay is another character. Do you know Mr. Ramsay's character, students? So you must aware from the characters and you must revise them. You must read them again and again. Mr. Ramsay is another very strong character into the Lighthouse who highlights Woolf's notion that time is intricately more personal than the time on a clock. So I am talking about Virginia Woolf, she portrayed time both as a subjective way and an objective also. So, according to Mr. Ramsay's character, it highlighted that Woolf's notion that time is intricately more personal than the time on a clock, although in many respects Mr. Ramsay stands in opposition to his wife, Mrs. Ramsay. They both act with an understanding that life is ephemeral and concentrate on time in some way. Unlike his wife, Mr. Ramsay fixates on the future, particularly the future of his profession, and relies upon people's praise. He is a distinct example of how modernist texts often combine description of the banal or bodily features of everyday life with philosophical reflection. Mr. Ramsay anxiously yearns for success as a philosopher, but doubts he can achieve it and is obsessed by the hope of being acknowledged and reminisced. At one point, Mr. Ramsay thinks to himself, it is permissible even for a dying heir to think before he dies how men will speak of him hereafter, providing his long-term perspective of time and his obsession with how people view others after death. With this in mind, Mr. Ramsay emphasizes Woolf's awareness of time also within the life of the body, moving from moment to moment towards that final obliteration of consciousness, which is death. So toward the beginning of the novel, Lily Briscoe, who was a painter in the novel, the very important and influential character also, Lily Briscoe reveals comparable attitude to Mr. Ramsay in wondering that if her work will thrive and be remembered. However, by the final section, Woolf exposes Lily's thoughts and memories in immense detail and shows how she is able to relinquish her desire for perpetuity, focusing more on the past and in her memories of Mrs. Ramsay. She deliberates, what does it mean then? What can it all mean? And what was the meaning of life? Thoughtful considerations which emphasize Woolf's idea that time is worthless unless it has a sense of commemoration and personal importance. In the end, Lily's memories help drive her inspiration by bringing her vision into the focus, and she is thus ultimately able to accomplish her artistic dream. So overall, in the to the lighthouse, the notion of time as a linear and diachronic entity of homogeneous and measurable quality, as instanced by the clock and calendar time, comes under severe scrutiny. A premise frequently implemented in modernist literature. In other words, Woolf experimented with the rate of time, adjusting it to parallel the mindsets of the characters, the attitudes carried by each of these characters, either Mr. Ramsay, Mrs. Ramsay, Lily Briscoe, and even other characters as well. So even each of these characters clearly indicate the concept that a lifetime is not measured by its length, but is given meaning by the experiences and achievements of its possessors. Events of great magnitude to each character are managed in excessive depth, such as Lily's completion of her painting in the final section. So do you remember the summary where we discussed that the Lily, she has completed her painting in the final section of the novel, that was the lighthouse, which she has started in the very first part in the window section, whereas occurrences of insignificance are herded through. In the first section of the novel, The Window, Woolf formulates time as a subject of consciousness as opposed to the chronology. She produces what the French philosopher Henri Bergson labeled durée, which designates that the sense of real passing of time or duration which is overridden by our specializing of time as units or commodities. A comprehension of the world as first and foremost instinctive and internal rather than external substantive. Woolf revisits this narrative approach in the concluding section of the novel, The Lighthouse. However, in the middle section, Time Passes, it basically tells us about the things that how the time has been portrayed by the writer Virginia Woolf in her novel To the Lighthouse. So, there are many instances that deal with the issue that deals with the time frame, that how the time has been represented by the different characters. So I think so it is all about our today's lecture. I discussed with you treatment of time in Virginia Woolf's novel To the Lighthouse, and I request students to you people that you must understand it, and if you have any kind of a confusion, you must ask questions from me in your interactive lecture on your WhatsApp group as well. Thank you so much for listening me. Stay blessed. Allah Hafiz.